very, very good afternoon to you all. Great to have you watching and joining us here on Grand Champions Polo Club. We're at the sister farm, Santa Rita Polo Farm, just a stone throw away from Grand Champions Polo Club, and we are here for the first of our two semi-finals of the $50,000 National 12 goal. You can see the teams are already behind me, ready to get on with this. It's a by elimination tournament only, of course, and these two teams, Beverly Equestrian up against Orea Polo team. Now, Beverly knocked out Hurlingham 1875 in a cracking golden goal in the seventh and final chukker, scored by Tolito Ocampo. But I'm going to take my situation, my place now. There's a man who wants to get past me with a pony. A very good afternoon to all of the team that, of course, here on Chukker TV. We've got Tracy, our official timekeeper. Mary and Noah are two goal judges, of course. A good afternoon also to Cal Newman, the polo manager. And I'm very happy to once again be sitting alongside the one and only Steve Lane, chief umpire here at the Grand Champions Polo Club, who is going to, I'm sure, say a few words. You might want to start by saying good afternoon, Steve.
Good afternoon, everyone. Glad to have you here on Chukker TV at the beautiful Santa Rita Polo Farm here for the semifinal of the National $50,000 tournament hosted by Grand Champions Polo Club.
Thank you, Steve. Now, Steve, of course, a fountain of knowledge. So any tricky situations where we might come a little bit stuck, we will, of course, consult the third man. That is his job. The two umpires this afternoon out on the field. Mr. Mark Holmes there, the man from the United Kingdom, and great to see him in the saddle, as well as obviously very often by my side, and that is the one and only Dale Schwetz, who will make sure that the boys play by the rules. So let me just quickly go through the two teams again. Beverly Equestrian in the blue shirts this afternoon, leading as always the way there at number one, playing off 0 goals, Bill Bullhouse. At number 2, Keko Magrini, the 2-goaler at 3, the very talented, the man who I mentioned just a few moments ago who scored that golden goal, Tolito Ocampo, 6 goals to his name, and that is the highest handicap in that team. And then Hilario Figueres, the very tall chap with the blue helmet, also playing the number 4 position. Orea Polo team with Justin Daniels at front, playing off 2 goals, Landon Daniels at number 2 off 0 goals, Benya Avendano. And then the man always recognisable by his red helmet, that is Santi Torres, who there is asking for the first foul as he came across that line, already established himself on it, and it looks like it was, I beg your pardon, it was Bill Ballhouse there, who didn't see that Torres had already established himself on that line. So the first hit from the spot, the first penalty in this $50,000 National 12 goal. Remember, by elimination, so if they lose, whoever loses here today will, of course, not make it through to the so-called subsidiary finals. This is a winner-take-all final. The final, of course, being played or will be played on Sunday at 10 o'clock in the morning. So make sure you tune in for that. But, of course, we have our second semi-final this afternoon, and that will be at 4:30 over at Grand Champions Polo Club. Ellipse Polo will be taking on the Parrot Heads, a very strong team who've come in. They took care of business, beating Performance Polo 12 goals to 9. And I'm just being told here we had a blocking foul just a few moments ago. Again, the umpires very early on here showing who's boss out on the field. So a chance now for the team in the blue shirt. Beverly Equestrian, and it's going to be Tolito Ocampo to try and convert a penalty for. You see it's defended. He's going to send this one high in the sky. The goal judge will either wave or not wave the flag. He does, and that is Tolito Ocampo's first goal. So a good start here for Beverly Equestrian. Now, Steve, I must ask, obviously a lot at stake here. Ultimately, of course, making it to the final, and then, of course, the $50,000 purse. Is this the reason why the umpires are now very early on showing who's boss to not have any kind of discrepancy throughout the game?
Yeah, they want to set the standard early here, and they're doing a good job with that. And we don't see many improper blocking calls, but that's what that was. You cannot set a pick for the player with the ball on a penalty 5A, penalty 4, or even a knock-in. So that was the call.
Thank you, Steve. Well, that's to be expected. Oh, hang on a minute. There's goal number 2. Very quickly, the answer there coming from the team in white. And that, to me, looked like Benya Avendano. Well, we're just gonna wait and see if that was Benya or if it was Landon Daniels. It was a gentleman obviously with the dark helmet over the far side. Well, thank you, Steve. An extra pair of eyes would never hurt. Landon Daniels there getting the first score. That is the number 2, Landon Daniels for Orea Polo team. Quick answer coming back. 1 goal apiece and 5.5 minutes left to play. Now, as to be expected, of course, a lot at stake here. And even though this is the national 12 goal, these boys will be playing well above their handicap. A nice little push through the goal there once again by Beverly. A question. Keko Magrini. Yep, it was Keko Magrini. So if we're going to have this, Steve, we're going to have a goal every, 10 seconds here. 5-11 already. 3 very quick goals scored here. Beverly, a question. And as Dale was saying to me yesterday when we were going through that semi-final of the WPL Palm Beach Open, it all comes down to, especially at this level of a tournament, it comes down to possession, 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 and of course trying to secure that throw in, that ball straight away from that very first moment the ball hits the ground. Here we go, ball is thrown into play. Now you do know, and if you don't, this is part of the rules in polo, once they score a goal they change ends, so please don't be surprised why they are now playing the other way around. But Torres now coming in, Santi Torres for Orea Polo team. And he, I'm sure, will make a big difference to that team. Sends a nice ball up to the front door. It'll be picked up nicely here by the number 2, Daniels. Daniels, can he put one through? No, well, there was a finishing touch. Landon Daniels just getting a stick down there. And my Lord, 4 very quick goals. 3.5 minutes played, Steve. Are we going to have a hurricane of rain of goals here this afternoon?
By the rate these two teams are going, we're going to be in double figures fairly soon. And another note, all goals have been scored at the north end of the field. So we haven't even seen the south end being played yet. It looks like a putting green right now. So ball's back in play once again.
Here we go then. It's going to come down to exactly that. Who's going to win possession on the far side? The team in blue, Beverly, a question again. Trying to put another score up early in this first chukker. And for the first time, Steve, you just said it, we might have seen them go down the south end, but that was short-lived as, again, Orea Polo team coming out on top, but only for the briefest of moments. Beverly, a question. Nice little flick there on the near side. Another one. This time it is the number 3, Tolito Ocampo, getting his second of the afternoon. I did say the 6th goaler there, Tolito Ocampo, is going to make a big difference, and we're going to have to see how Santi Torres will fare up against this very, very strong and very motivated and determined team, Beverly, a question. So a whistle on the nose, 3 minutes left to play, or just shy of 3 minutes. We have a courtesy change. 5 goals within that first half chukker played. And so far, a relatively easy day at the office here for the 2 umpires, keeping the players in check. And I think already, as you said, Steve, setting the standards, setting the tone of this semi-final very early on, not allowing any kind of hiccups. And that seems to be bearing fruits as the players are playing very fair.
Yeah, they are. So far, it's been a clean game, and with a lot of goals scored, 5 goals scored, only 1 foul, an improper blocking foul so far. So, boy, if it continues this way, it's going to be a very nice game, very clean game, and a high-scoring game.
Indeed it will. Now, obviously, remember, on Saturday, tomorrow, players are going to have, I think, a very much needed day off. Sunday, then, we have a doubleheader. As I said, we will have the finals of this, the 50,000 National 12 goal. That'll be coming into your sitting rooms, into your living rooms, Sunday morning at 10 a.m. Florida time. Remember, if you're watching this in Europe, if you're in the UK, you need to add another 4 hours. If you're on mainland Europe, 5 hours. But that will change again at the end of the month when the clocks go forward in England and in Europe. It'll then be 5 or respective 6 hours the difference. And then, of course, on Sunday afternoon, Steve, we'll talk about that maybe a little bit later. Once again, in a final, 3 finals already. That's quite an achievement here by Richard Mille, looking to make it a clear 3 wins in a row. Remember, they won the first 2 WPL tournaments, the All-Star Challenge and the Founders Cup. And they find themselves again in Sunday's final as Torres here takes a shot at a long distance shot at goal, just ever so slightly puts that wide. So Beverly, a question, will have possession. So Sunday, a big day, as I say, here at Grand Champions Polo Club. 10 o'clock and 4 in the afternoon. Make sure you don't miss any of the action. Be very keen to see how Mark Ganzi and his team, Richard Mille, of course, who will be playing Casablanca for the second time. They lost in their opening game in that round. As they now come down the field here, let's have a look at what they do with the number 3. That is Ocampo. Ocampo on a very fast pony. Not much Daniels can do here. Ocampo loses it, leaves it behind for Landon. Landon Daniels sends it back up into that danger zone, but Justin wasn't there. McGreeny will try and steal this one and turn it around. In comes Torres. Santi Torres now. He likes to run the pony, give him half a chance. Still Torres immediately surrounded there by Beverly equestrian defenders. In comes a challenge and a nice hard bump and a ride off. I believe that was Hilario Figueres. Torres, a little Jack Russell when he has the ball. You see, it's very hard to get it off him once he has possession, but I think we have a whistle on that play, Steve. What happened there?
Yeah, I think we had a player taking the ball on the offside when it should have been a near side play. So riding over the ball from behind will be the call, and we'll see where the umpires put this ball. But it looks like it's going to be a penalty 2, probably a 3, but an open goal for sure in favor of Beverly Equestrian.
Well, again, you see those eyes of yours, yeah? It looks like it's going to be a 2 indeed. So a lot closer, an open goal here. And a chance here for the team in blue, Beverly Equestrian, to increase for the first time their cushion to 2 goals. Stepping up to the plate is Hilario Figueres, the 4-goaler. Taking a nice long run up as well. Here we go then. Hilario Figueres to make it 4-2. He makes it look so easy. No mistake. The first goal there by the 4-goaler. So everybody now at Beverly Equestrian having scored except Bill Bullhouse. I'm sure that is a goal or several goals waiting to come. And now Orea Polo team need to just stay highly alert here. Stay focused and not allow Beverly to run away with this too fast. As you said, we could be into double figures very, very soon. Clock running down to 1 minute left to play. It's going to come down to who wins possession. This time it is the team in white, Orea Polo team. Torres was waiting there for the pass to come to him. Hilario Figueres will send it back. And once again, they're on the move. Nice little first touch here. Told to leave it. Hard right off there. And both players here a little bit confused as the man with the number 2 here from Orea Polo team, Landon Daniels, not quite understanding why that whistle was blown. Umpire Mark Holmes just cautioning the player there, Torres, to let him and the other mounted umpire discuss what they saw. How did you see that play, Steve?
Yeah, they called a little bit of a rough bump on that play, and Santi just came in there and kind of lambasted him just a little bit. So it was even shoulder to shoulder, but a little bit too aggressive on that play.
Again, very early here, the umpires putting a stop and a stamp on anything which might just breed contempt or might just breed a disruption in this play. So being quite vigilant here, the 2 umpires. But, of course, Steve, to be expected. 50,000 obviously on the cards here. A place in the final. So both teams here will, of course, do everything they can to try and secure that place in Sunday's final. And it'll be very interesting to see how the teams this afternoon, how Ellipse Polo team will fare against Parrot Heads. But we are definitely seeing, I think it's fair to say, Steve, this is not just your standard 12 goal. This is 12 goal and very much above.
12 goal with money on the line and all very even teams out there, talented players. You can't count anybody out. Can't play anybody for a miss. Got to play them for a hit. And you know what? The way things are going here, 6 goals here in the first period of play. So, you know, if you do the math, we should have 42 goals scored. 36.
Yes, I was going to say 36, Steve, but I know what you like with your Chinese arithmetic. Not always that easy. So now, Santi Torres with an important shot on goal here. 38 seconds left to play. 8 seconds till we hear the sound of that first horn. Torres to try and convert after that bump we saw just a moment ago. A goal, he didn't get under that properly, and there is still a player up at the front, but it'll be taken and very quickly up the other side of the field here by Beverly Equestrian. Torres now finding himself in defence. There is that horn. Told to leave it as they turn. And Beverly will just try to run the clock down now. They've done enough for chukker number 1. Everything the way the coach, I'm sure, would have wanted it to. The ball goes over the boards. Thank you very much. The eye in the sky there. Thank you very much, Stephanie. That will, of course, conclude the end of that first chukker. Make sure you tune or stay with us and tune right back in here for chukker number 2 after this short break here on Chukker TV.
An active lifestyle means you never stop moving. That's why only Theragun devices are designed to release your body's deepest muscle tension, so you can do the things you love. Land that pose, hit that final rep, taste success, and do it all over again. You only have one body. Make it a TheraBody.
Welcome back, everyone. Great to have you tuning in here on Chukker TV. We are 1 chukker down, 5 to go of this, the 2 of our 2 semi-finals here this afternoon. We are at Santa Rita Polo Farm, the sister club, 2 grand champions. We're going to continue where play ended at the end of that first chukker, where Beverly a question laid up 4 nice goals. Santi Torres there with a penalty 4, which could have reduced the deficit by just 1 goal. Didn't happen at the end of that last chukker. Another whistle stop play. And the 2 teams out there, if you have indeed just joined us. Beverly a question in the blue shirts. Remember, they took care of business, beating 1875 Hurlingham in a 7th golden goal chukker scored by Tolito Ocampo, the man with the number 3 in blue here for Beverly a question, having already scored twice so far in this game, in this very important semi-final. And they're up against Orea Polo team. They are the team in the white shirts, where Landon Daniels hit the target on 2 occasions. And that whistle that we just heard, stopping play once again early on here in chukker number 2, a right of way violation. And again, it's going to go in favour of Orea. Oh, beg your pardon, I stand correct. I've just been told here by the umpire, the chief umpire, it was dangerous use of the mallet. So again, the umpires here being very vigilant, as Santi Torres this time will make no mistake, gets that important goal back here, closing the gap on Beverly a question, who still lead by 4 goals to 3. Back to the centre they come then. And I'll tell you what, Steve, I think it's good, because, I mean, I've seen the 50,000 in previous years, and as I say, these boys, they just play well above their station, and it's good for the umpires, I think, to indicate very, very early on here there's no room for any kind of nonsense. So nipping any kind of unfair play, uncalled for play in the bud straight away will, I hope, set a precedent and allow and give a nice and open, fast game. Nearly running away with it there, Tolito Ocampo didn't quite make the connection, as Hilario Figueres tries to control the ball. Torres comes in and will steal it off him. Quickly done. Torres will try and turn it the other way. Just got beaten there by the number 4. Hilario Figueres there again in disbelief. Another whistle on that play. A little bit of a misunderstanding there on the halfway line. Of course, that makes it sometimes not so easy for the umpires to determine who actually committed the foul. Remember, when you have a so-called dead ball, the nearest player to that ball will automatically be awarded the line. And based on this play here just now, Dale Schwetz, one of our two-mounted umpires, making no or not holding back, and he will drop the ball on the penalty 4 spot. So a 60-yard defended penalty here in favour of the team in white. Now then, will Santi Torres, after he missed that first shot on the same kind of goal but going down the south end, will he try it again? I think he will, because Torres is the kind of player that will always want to redeem himself even if he's made a mistake. Oh no, he's not. He's going to leave it. Torres is going to leave it. So let's see if Orea Polo team here with Justin Daniels can hit the target. Remember, it's got to go through the posts. Well, it's definitely high in the sky, but he puts it wide on this occasion. So that would have been a very nice little equaliser coming back in when they trailed by 2. It wasn't to be on this occasion, so Beverly a question. Will have possession, but they've got to take the ball all the way up the field down towards the south end. Ocampo? No, it'll be Figueres. Hilario Figueres plays the ball out to the right-hand side, looking for Bill Ballhouse. A little bit short, but Ocampo will pick this one up off the sideboard. Still Ocampo. Figueres has gone up, trying to play the ball across the field. Torres saw that one coming. Pushing them back. Little mistake there to the advantage here of Figueres. Figueres tried to control it, but left it a little bit too long as Torres will steal it back and have a little look up. Who's up there? But look at that. Beverly Equestrian shutting down the 7-goaler very early on. And this, of course, all costs a lot of time for, in this case, Beverly Equestrian's attacking players to get themselves in a nice position to receive a pass, maybe even score a goal. There's the pass over everybody's heads. Torres will pick this one up again if he can just get a piece of it. Ocampo put his mallet down, but Torres, as you can see, perseverance here paying off. He'll try and keep that ball in play. It was about to go over the back line. So everything now on and around Torres. Torres still in command here as he finds a little gap. A little bit too far away to take a shot on goal. He's got a bit of traffic right in front. Torres there again, just weaving his way through. And it's cleared. Good effort here, but Torres just hovering behind, waiting for that unforced error, which eventually came. Still Torres. Figueres couldn't control it. He got a piece of it. And now taken up by Magrini. There's the drive once again. Ballhouse is up there as well, and we have another whistle. A turning call, I'm saying. Well, you might just want to explain that one, Steve, because I saw it similarly, but just for the viewers at home, explain a turning call, if you would.
Yeah, that's if a player up front makes an abrupt line change and then follows that line change with an opponent coming down the right of way. And that's what happened here. And we have 4:18 on the clock left, so we're going to have a penalty shot in favor of Beverly Equestrian.
Thank you, Stephen. Of course, it's very, very important. Remember, the golden rule here in polo is that right of way, that line of the ball. Once you strike that line of the ball, that line and the continuation is the right of way. And of course, you can't just willy-nilly change that, because if you do that, of course, there's a disadvantage. So again, a good call there by the umpires, and thank you, Steve, for just giving us that breakdown definition. So you'll see that a lot, of course, in the game of polo, that right of way being crossed, being infringed, and that is something, of course, which is the most common foul that the umpires will keep a very watchful eye on. An open goal then, and a big chance here for Beverly Equestrian to restore that 2-goal cushion. Will it be Magrini? Will it be Ocampo? Will it be Figueres? Or will it be Bill Ballhouse? Well, I can tell you it's going to be the man with the number 4 in the shirt, Hilario Figueres. Penalty 3, which of course is 40 yards, undefended. Figueres making no mistake, and by doing so also now getting his second of this game. 4 minutes, a little over 4 minutes left to play in the second chukker. So far it's 1 goal apiece. So Orea Polo team able to at least stop the run on goals that Beverly had in that opening chukker. Remember, they scored a total of 4. Orea only having scored twice. Santi Torres now. Forgot to take the ball with him here as Figueres again tries to steal that one on the near side. Another right-of-way infringement right under the watchful eye here of the chief umpire. But I'm also surprised that Torres, who'd won the throw-in, was not able to continue with that ball. Maybe a little bit too keen here. As I say, adrenaline will be running very high here with both of these teams. Players called. Little nod there to Ocampo. So Figueres and Ocampo clearly have some sort of a set play up their sleeve. Here we go then. Figueres taps it into play. The first man who's going to have to get past will be Benya Avendanu. Avendanu just can all but watch as Figueres on a very, very fast pony will leave this one behind. He was hoping Keko Magrini would be there. Instead, it is Tolito Ocampo. As Orea clear it. Out into the far side, but straight away, Beverly not wasting any time getting on top of that play. It'll be Ocampo. Now Hilario Figueres picks up that ball, trying to find a little gap, a little backhander there under the back of the tail of that pony. Didn't quite make the connection. Avendanu. Torres will leave it. Hilario will send it back. He heard the call there from Ocampo. Ocampo will tap this one a little to maybe get it teed up for a nice shot on goal. Down the line comes Hilario. Just steals the ball, all playing by the rules here. Now he's in a shooting position, but he needs to be quick. Oh, unlucky, cleared by the number 2. That was I think that was Benya Avendanu, but the power play and the pressure still very much on that Orea Polo team. A goal down to 2 minutes left to play. Torres now wanting a piece of the action. Still in front of that goal mouth and under the next shot. He didn't make the connection. Nice little look there from the number 2 in white from Landon Daniels. Figueres appealing. Power play here on that goal. Eventually then, I think Daniels will clear it. Now what they don't want to do, of course, is put it over the back line because that would automatically give a penalty, safety, 60, a penalty, yeah. Basically a 4. Slightly off centre there as Torres eventually gets possession. And again, that shot to try and clear it, not following through well. But they're lucky here. They're going to run away with this one. Orea Polo team. But only as far. This time another right-of-way infringement. The culprit. Kiko Magrini, to me, looked like the culprit here. As a player from Orea was very much established on that line. 1:21 left to play, Steve. Getting a little bit patchy out there now.
Yeah, a little bit. Remember, it's 86 degrees out here today, so with a slight breeze, but it's still hot out there for the ponies and the players. So I think they're pacing themselves here a little bit early. And what happened on this play is he came across, he hooked the first player, but he fouled the second player when he crossed the line after the hook.
So basically a double whammy.
Double whammy.
And as a result of that double whammy, the umpires clearly forced to award a penalty for a very important penalty once again as Santi Torres comes back out on the field on a fresh pony. Now then, he had a go at this a little bit earlier. Didn't quite get the connection to the ball that he'd wanted. And then Landon Daniels made no mistake. So let's see if Orea Polo team, with 1:21 left to play, can claw one back. Daniels, it's 1, isn't it? Oh, we hit that nice and proper, but is it gone wide? Oh, it's just gone wide. You can see the umpire there showing. Ball went out to the left-hand side from where we're sitting, and also the goal judge there indicating that ball did not go through the uprights. Remember, the mounted umpire can always overrule the decision of the flagger, of the goal judge. But here, nice to see both of them on the same page. Unanimous decision. That ball definitely went wide. Hilario Figueres now will bring that ball back into play. Down to the last few seconds in this chukker. Good first touch here. And this is the kind of Polo you came to watch here. Number 2, Keko Magrini. Magrini, just a little flick of the wrist to finish what he started. Took in that ball nearly, as Dale would say, from coast to coast. Ball goes over the back line. And I doubt very much they're going to have the time to come back before that first horn sounds. There it is. That will be all they played for at the end of that first chukker. So a comfortable little lead here. Beverly a question. Both teams only scoring once. But that one goal here, over that one goal by Orea Polo team, will put Beverly in a nice position. They'll come back here in just a few moments. 5 goals to 3. 2 goals in it when we come back for chukker number 3 here on Chukker TV.
Yes, I got my swagger back.
Welcome back, everybody. Well, we've had a bit of a patchy second chukker, a goal apiece, but after the 4 goals that were scored by Beverly question in that first chukker, they extend their lead ever so slightly. They came out, guns blazing. A total of 6 goals scored in that opening chukker, 4 on the account of Beverly question. Keko Magrini hitting the target once, Tolito Campo twice. Hilario Figueres also with a goal in that first chukker. Twice Landon Daniels hit the target for Orea Polo team in chukker number 1, but then it kind of took the wind out of both teams' sails, if you will. Only a single goal on either side. Orea Polo team managing to at least get a grip on this very forceful and powerful Beverly question, the way they came out. You are watching chukker number 3. So the last chukker in the first half of this, our 2 semi-finals of the 50,000 National 12-goal 2021. And, well, despite the 2 goals in it, there is still no real sign of saying that one of these 2 teams has got a slight upper hand. Both teams very well mounted, a lot of talent in there, of course. A little bit unlucky on a few occasions. Santi Torres, who could have by now made a bigger difference here to his team, but I'm sure we will see Santi Torres getting into the swing of things and finding his rhythm as this semi-final continues. A couple of words there of, well, I don't know if it's caution or advice there from one of our 2 mounted officials. Remember, those are Mr. Dale Schwetz and Mr. Mark Holmes from the United Kingdom. And play will, of course, resume where play ended at the end of that last chukker. Let's have a little quick head count. 1, 2, 3. Yep, the whites are all there. And here we go then. Santi Torres will get things underway with a nice long ball down the far side. Avendanu. Magrini's there up there with him, but they managed to find a way through. Torres now chasing that ball again. Torres, but only as far as Figueres. Hilario nicely comes around the bend here, taking that ball beautifully on the near side. Elegance in motion here from the young 4-goaler. Again, Hilario Figueres all the way around on the near side. Eventually just finding too many players there. Avendanu coming in on the left-hand side, and Torres will pick this one up. Torres now takes it round. Still Torres tries to avoid the hooking there from Ocampo. Torres now will turn things around. Torres again. He's trying to snap that. He gets the support. The ball goes back up from Justin Daniels. Ocampo will try and stop it. Figueres gets a piece of it. Torres is up there with him. There's an near side backer. Who can turn first? It's definitely Orea with Avendanu. Fishing the ball off the sideboards. Again, a challenge there from one of the attacking players from Beverly. A question. Torres trying to get a little bit of calm into the play over on the far side. Hilario. Nice long ball. He saw that he had Ocampo. Beg your pardon, not Ocampo. That was Magrini at the front there waiting for that ball to come through. Torres there appealing. Straight away, Ocampo looking to the umpire for an explanation. How did you see that, Steve?
Yeah, I thought Santi changed the line back towards the center of the field, and Ocampo, if he was going to make a play, should have played it near side or just cleared, but not play the ball on the offside in a right-of-way violation against Beverly Equestrian.
Couldn't have put it better myself. I also saw the right-of-way violation against Beverly. So a chance here now for Santi. Torres. Play is called. And of course, if the umpires call play, then they can and they will, as Torres taps that ball in. Ocampo, the first man he will leave behind. Up at the front there, Magrini. Little near side backhand flick, but into the path of, once again, Torres, just anticipating, reading the play well. Now then, Torres, can he get through? Oh, we might get lucky here. Torres, a big mistake here, but he's also left the ball behind. No, he hasn't. Torres eventually weaving his way through. Well, that goal was well overdue by Santi Torres, an important goal, bringing his team right back into this game. The first goal scored in Chukker number 3. But still, Beverly Equestrian lead by 5 goals to 4. Coming down to the 5-minute mark now. And as was to be expected, once Torres and Avendanu, alongside the 2 Danielses, of course, start getting that rhythm going, they are a very, very big force, which is not going to be easy to stop. Ball is won this time by Beverly Equestrian. Magrini can't beat Torres, but Torres on the near side tries to send it back. In comes Daniels. And once again, the man with the number 2, Magrini. Now it's Ocampo's turn. Ocampo will just take the pace out, have a little look up. There comes the drilled shot. And that, to me, Steve, looked like a shading foul. How did you see that?
Yeah, Ocampo was waiting for a player to clear. That player didn't clear in time, so I believe that's what was called on the field. Got to get out of the way and give the next play, and the Orea player did not do that in this case, so it looks like an open goal penalty in favor of Beverly Equestrian, and this looks like a 30-yard, undefended penalty 2.
So that very much hard work there by Santi Torres, getting within 1 goal, will be very short-lived if they can score now. Torres off down to the pony lines to what looks like to get himself a fresh set of legs. Umpires, of course, can continue play. They might just wait for Torres to get himself on a fresh set of legs. 4:31 left on the play. And I can hear that there will be a official courtesy change after they're going to take this penalty. So they're just waiting for Santi Torres to come back out. 4:31 and a chance here for Beverly to once again restore that 2-cushion advantage. Oh, I'm sure they're watching. Oh, I'm sure they're watching. So Santi Torres coming back on a fresh set of legs. And he, of course, will have to take position like his teammates behind his own back line to allow Beverly Equestrian, as you said, Steve, attempt to convert here from a penalty to position. And once the umpire has called play, which he has, I think it's going to be the man with the number 3, Tolito Ocampo. Will be stepping up to the plate to try and score. Here we go then, Ocampo. Oh, he's put it wide. Ocampo put it wide. Well, I'm sure Orea Polo team will be very happy with that. There is that said whistle. So a courtesy change. So tell me, Steve, Tolito Ocampo, he's hit the target twice. A penalty too, which he would normally put away in his sleep. Is this just down to the pressure and the nerves?
Yeah, I think so. We normally don't see him miss those penalties. That was a penalty too, by the way, 30-yard shot. So we don't normally see him miss those shots. But a little pressure, a little nerves. And remember, it is quite hot here today. A nice breeze blowing. The field is in excellent shape for the amount of rain that we've had, which is almost nothing this whole winter season. So the grounds crew doing a great job here at Santa Rita with irrigation and maintaining the fields. And these fields have seen some polo, but you certainly wouldn't know it by looking at them here right now. So anyhow, here we go with an Orea knock-in, and Santi Torres is going to bring it in off the back line.
Thank you, Steve. Yeah, indeed. Also, for me, I can only latch onto what you were saying there, Steve. Absolutely superb job here on all the fields. Oh, a little steal here, and this could be another very important goal. Has he put it through? Yes, he has. Ocampo, Tolito Ocampo, stealing the ball. Very cheeky there, and hitting the target with no mistake, making it once again 6-4. So there is that 2-goal advantage restored. Nicely done there, Ocampo, with his 3rd goal of this semi-final. And still a little over 3.5 minutes left to play in this first half. Back to the centre they come then. Torres will pick this one up. Santi Torres around the outside. Straight away has the man who just scored a few seconds ago, who will try and challenge him. Torres will cut in. Round the outside, there's the shot. He's looking up to the front there, looking for Daniels. Landon will pick this one up, slightly going the wrong direction, but that's a good call because he has now left 3 defending players behind him. Needs to take a shot on goal because Beverly are very, very quick in coming back and taking the ball off you. Figueres sends that one up to the front door. Nicely taken on the half volley. Ocampo. Tolito Ocampo on a cruise here down the field, as Dale would say, coast to coast. Is it going to be butter and toast? Well, he topped that one ever so slightly, but hang on, there's another player coming in right on the far side there, Beverly Bullhouse. Unfortunately, just puts this one over the back line. So again, those are the kind of runs we want to see a few more of, as opposed to the huddling up over the ball. Torres will tap this one into play. Out to the right-hand side. Avendanu. Good first touch from him. He will send Daniels on his way. Ballhouse now back in defence. Where was that second player? Avendanu will tuck in behind, but in between came Figueres. Hilario stealing it. Now he, of course, playing a very solid number 4 position. Remember, that is the defender. But Orea nearly got through it one more time. And now this is the kind of counter-offensive play that you do not really want to allow your opposition to run away with. Beverly again, and a nice run here. Now look at that pony open up. Figueres. Nice and calm and very elegantly here. Just takes it through. No mistake. Hilario Figueres, goal number 3. And maybe now, Steve, we are seeing signs here of Beverly Equestrian, who are flexing their muscles, starting to gain a lot of momentum here, playing more their game than they did in that first half, especially in the second chukker. They scored 4 very quick goals in chukker number 1. It was a little bit of a drought in chukker number 2, but now very strong here with Ocampo and Figueres both having scored, making it 7-4 in favour of Beverly Equestrian. A minute left to play in the first half. Here we go then. Torres fighting very hard for exactly that key word, possession. Torres immediately has Figueres now, who, as you can see, does not hold back. Whether you're 7 goals or above, he will take you for what you've got. But Torres coming out on top on this one. Torres on a bouncing ball, not easy to control. Figueres tried to send it back, and this is the counter-offensive here. Chance here for Ocampo. Tolito Ocampo. He's got plenty of time left. Ocampo. Daniels in hot pursuit, but Ocampo on the approach. Tolito Ocampo puts it wide. Steve, did you put... No, I was just waiting for the goal judge there to wave his flag. What a great run. Ocampo with goal number 4. So that goal stands, and that makes it 8-4 at the end of the first half. Well, Steve, before we let them off, any final words before we have a little break?
No, I think Beverly Equestrian started to dominate early in that period of play with the ball down at their end of the field most of the time. They were just unable to score there for about 2.5 minutes. But finally getting the momentum here late in the third period of play and leading by 4. So we'll see what remains to be seen here in the second half.
Indeed it will. So you make sure you get yourself top of your refreshment and join us here for the second half of the 50,000 National 12-goal Semi-Final 2021 coming up right after this break. Welcome back, everyone. A great afternoon we're having here at Santa Rita Polo Farm. Great to have you tuned in here on Chucker TV. I'm sitting alongside the one and only Steve Lane, and we were just talking about that first half and how how both teams came out in that first Chucker. Guns are blazing, Steve. 4 goals, Beverly Equestrian, 2 by Orea Polo team. And we really thought we were going to see double figures well before half-time. And then we had a bit of a dip. Chucker number 2, both teams only scoring that 1 goal. Orea Polo team and Beverly Equestrian being, I think, also, as you said, Steve, due to the very hot conditions here this afternoon, forced to slightly take the pedal off the metal, if you will. And then in Chucker number 3, Beverly Equestrian again with Tolito Ocampo and Hilario Figueres scoring another 3 solid goals, only 1 by Orea Polo team. So we kind of concluded that Beverly Equestrian, after having now scored a total of 8 goals, are showing signs of maybe being the slightly stronger team here after the first 3 Chuckers played.
Well, we've got 3 players on the Beverly Equestrian team that have played together all season, and that's Bill Ballhaus, Hilario Figueres, and Toledo Ocampo. So Kiko Magrini being the new man on the team, but he has blended in very, very well. And Beverly Equestrian dominated that first part of the third Chucker and last part of the second period as well. So they're knocking on the door, and it was just a matter of time before they kicked it in, and they certainly have done that. They've had long runs downfield. You know, Hilario and Toledo working very well together, sending the ball up front, and it's those long runs that have paid off for them.
Well, here we go then. The balls, the players are back on the field. The ball being thrown in now, of course, from the near side, the side right where we're sitting. And it's going to come very much down to the possession here, as we've seen in that first half. And it's going to be once again Hilario Figueres putting the pressure on. Magrini there in the front, waiting for that ball, but Torres coming in first. Torres out to the far side, looking for Avendanu. Avendanu also with a little hole there in his mallet. Couldn't pick that one up as Ocampo tries to control that. Cheeky little play and a steal here by Daniels. Daniels on the sideboards, but it went over the boards. So that will be, as you would say, Stephen, I learnt that lesson, a change of possession. Now, back in the day, of course, when I used to play, when the ball went out of bounds, you'd have a line-up, a throw-in, which, of course, took a hell of a lot more time than it does nowadays. The ball is straight away placed by the umpire. Now then, this is a chance up at front here by Keko Magrini. Keko Magrini there with a chance. You don't have to ask that player twice. And they are latching onto their performance of the first half. Now with a very considerable cushion of 5 goals as they make it 9 goals to 4 with still well over 6 minutes left to play here in this 4th of our 6 Chuckers. Whistle will stop the play. Yep, 9-4, that's what I have exactly as well. So it'll be going up.
Trace, clock working. Tracy.
9-4. Players, of course. No problem. All good. Thank you very much. As the ball is thrown back into play, so everything the way it should be over on the far side again. An attempt there, came very far out of the saddle. Magrini will feed the ball up to Figueres. Figueres controls it. In comes Daniels for the challenge. He will leave this one behind for Ocampo. Ocampo up against Torres. Now what you don't want is a blocking or a shading foul as Ocampo sends it back up to the front looking for Figueres. In comes Magrini on the near side. Daniels right in way there as Torres will turn it around, and this could be a chance here for Daniels to run away with it. Daniels now, important. Solid first touch from him, but he's got Ocampo in hot pursuit. Daniels needs to be a little bit quicker, maybe on the near side. Ocampo came just in the nick of time. And Torres will just get the 5-iron out. Santi Torres, good support there from the 7-goaler. Brings one back, 5 goals to 9. But that could have easily gone the other way. But a good run there from Daniels. Justin Daniels. Just a little bit slow there Tolito Campo with a very, very fast pony. And of course, Steve, as you know, it's going to come down to the horsepower and who can get to the ball first.
Well, would like to see a nice run there by the Orea team, and that's what Beverly Equestrian did in the first half between Figueres and Ocampo, and this time their opponents doing the same thing, putting a goal on the board with that long run out front. A long pass and a long run, and that's what they need. Here is Torres. Torres on the move towards the south.
Santi then once again in front. All of a sudden, that halftime break seems to have been very effective here for that team, and nearly under the pony's neck there. Nicely done, Benya Avendanu. And all of a sudden they are caning it again here, playing a little bit like they did in that opening chukker. 2-1 in chukker, 4 so far in favour of Orea Polo team. And as I thought was going to be the case, despite the fact that Beverly was showing signs of getting stronger and stronger and stronger, Santi Torres is a motivator throughout his team, and I'm sure he will also say, come on guys, this is far from over. And very quickly here in a matter of a couple of minutes, 2 very important goals scored back. Picked up once again by the number 2, Magrini. Ocampo. There is the near side back. He didn't make the connection. Daniels will try and pick that one up, and he does, and he sends the ball to Torres, and Torres will take it over the halfway line as Magrini sticks with him and leaves this one for Figueres. Hilario Figueres drills that one deep down the field, looking for Magrini. Magrini with one touch possibly. Has he done enough? It'll be an extra little touch there by Keke Magrini, but it all came from Hilario Figueres. Great goal, great team play here. And Magrini, after that pass, gets his second of this chukker, making it 2 apiece. Overall, the scoreline reads now 10-6. That second goal there by Magrini puts his team into double figures. So we really do have a ball game on our hands. 2:53 left on the clock. The clock will stop now at 2:48, giving the players a chance for a courtesy change. Well, Steve, great to see how Orea have come back, rolled up their sleeves, and are putting up a very, very strong fight here. But Beverly's still very much in command here, leading by 4 goals. And it's going to be quite a high pace here if they want to play at this pace for the remaining 2:45 and the remaining 2 last chukkers.
Absolutely, yeah. So we've got a ball game going on. They have picked up the pace. They were not pacing themselves anymore, and that was a nice play by the Beverly Equestrian team with Kiko Magrini taking out Santi Torres, allowing Figueres to get control of the ball behind him, and then Magrini breaking downfield, accepting the pass, and putting it on through to put one more point and answer a goal from Beverly Equestrian.
So I hope you're enjoying the coverage at home. Of course, Steve and I are happy to answer any questions you may have, so please drop us a line. You can watch, of course, on Facebook, chuckertv.com. Steve, as I say, a fountain of knowledge. You have a lovely way, Steve, of breaking things down. Here we go then. They come back out to the front. Ball about to be thrown in. There it is. But who's going to get to it first? Torres can't pick that one up. Daniels will send it back over the halfway line. There's the extension by the other Daniels. Remember, we've got Justin at number 1 and Landon at number 2. And now it's a chance for Benya Avendanu. Avendanu under the neck, a difficult angle, just puts that one wide. Well, that could have been a very good goal and a very important goal. Unfortunately, not on this occasion. So Beverly, I'm sure, will be happy not to have conceded another one. Thank you. Thank you. It's so hot the clock even freezes, Steve. Now then, Beverly. Again, a lot running via this man. The 4-goaler. Also playing the number 4 on this team. Beverly Equestrian, Ocampo. Little flick of the wrist there, chipping it over to Hilario Figueres. There's a back there, call from Santi Torres. They both run over it. It's going to be left for the number 2, Magrini. Magrini against Torres. Well, that was a little bit too close for comfort, right underneath the watchful eye there of Mr. Mark Holmes. Surprising to see Torres coming in so aggressive. And what do you think the umpires will award on this play, Steve?
Well, I think that was a dangerous play. You ask any high goal player, what's the most dangerous play in polo? And they'll tell you getting hit behind the saddle. And this was an aggressive play, off-speed bump and at an angle as well. So I would not be surprised if they make this a penalty 2, but it looks like it's a penalty 3. So open goal for sure. Penalty 4 was not an option on this case. And remember, Toledo Campo, the highest-rated player on the field, well, the second highest-rated player on the field, was out front all by himself looking for a pass from Figueres.
And that, of course, will very much determine where the umpires drop that ball. So I think a very good call here. Penalty 3. It's going to be Figueres to step up to the plate to make it 11 goals to 6 with 1:38 left on the clock. It's it nice and firm and controlled and low. Makes no mistake. There it is then. 11 goals to 6 with a minute and a half left to play. So after that little high that we saw from Orea Polo team, Beverly Question clearly not phased, having come back on every occasion with an answer, a very quick answer. If we isolate this chucker now, it is 3 goals to 2 for Beverly. And I think it's fair to say, Steve, that they are very much on track here to making it through to the final on Sunday. So 50% of the work will have been done. Torres here picking this one up on the throw-in. Torres, again, not able to control it. Ocampo will pick it up and send it back. Now, who can turn first? Figueres was there as well, as is at the number 1, Bill Ballhouse. But Torres, working very hard here, playing a very solid back position, and which is very important here, just to try and do as much damage as he can to any offensive play, which has so far worked very well every time Beverly Question have had the ball, were able to get into the half of the opposition. There is that first horn, and that ball will go through. Daniels putting the finishing touches, a very important goal here to motivate the team. So 7-11, or 7 goals to 11 at the end of chucker number 4. Make sure you join us for the remaining 2 chuckers right after this short break.
To be able to come here and play a course such as this, it's a great experience. Probably the best tee gift I've ever received, so, and that's no lie. My wife actually gave me a pair for Christmas before I played in the tournament, so this will be my 3rd pair, so I'm looking forward to it.
Over the calf, 17 and a half. Outseam, 43 and a half.
We make a personal pattern for everybody, and that takes a lot of different points on a body to draft a pattern.
I have at least 7 or 8 pair. Great golf course, and get a pair of blue jeans out of the deal. It's freaking awesome.
The down for that is 17 and a quarter.
Was it about 32?
Yep, you nailed it.
Same thing you've been wearing since high school.
6 and a half.
Yeah, that's fine.
Thanks so much for being here, and good luck today on the course.
We will do a true shotgun start today, so good luck today, and y'all have a great time.
People aren't accustomed to getting a gift like custom pants at a golf tournament, but for clubs that do offer that to their members, it's been a success every time because it's so unique, it's so different, and it's an American-made product that's custom. You get measured for it, you get to design it and pick it. Who doesn't like that?
Getting a pair of jeans from Blue Delta is a great gift, something unique, something that they normally wouldn't get that they really appreciate.
Welcome back, everybody. Very good afternoon to you. Great to have you tuned in here on Chucker TV for our first of our 2 semi-finals of the 50,000 National 12 Goal. We're coming to you live here from Santa Rita Polo Farm. And 11 goals to 7 is how they left it at the end of 4 chuckers played. Beverly Question here, very much in command in the driving seat. You can see all 4 players coming out here together in unison. They want to get on with the job at hand, and that is to make sure they secure their place in Sunday's final. Remember, Sunday morning, 10 o'clock on Chucker TV. tune in for the finals of the 50,000 National 12 goal, and that, of course, ahead of our double header on Sunday, the final that I'm sure many of you will be looking forward to, a repeat of a league game between Casablanca and Richard Mille. Richard Mille already with 2 titles to their name, looking to make it a hat-trick, a consecutive 3 wins in a row, never been done before, and that, of course, will kick off, or that game will start at 4 o'clock on Sunday afternoon. Remember, tune in on Chucker TV, plus 4 hours to the UK, plus 5 to mainland Europe. But now we still have a couple of very important chuckers to play here. And then, of course, this afternoon, coming from Grand Champions Polo Club at 4:30, Ellipse Polo team up against the Parrot Heads. The Parrot Heads who took care of business in this by elimination knockout tournament, beating Performance Polo 12 goals to 9. Let's see if they can also make their debut that much more special by making it into that first final. Nearly coming off the pony there. Well done, Keke Magrini, as Santi Torres just outplayed him, couldn't control the ball, and Magrini will, I'm sure, be laughing to himself, saying this is what happens. Bill Ballhouse going up to into the danger zone to look for that ball, for that pass, which might just now come from Nacho. I beg your pardon, Nacho. Hilario Figueres. I say Nacho because I did see Nacho here. Good afternoon, Nacho. Of course, very keen to see how his son is faring out there. Magrini gets the ball back. Just goes wide. 6:44 on the clock. Well, Steve, plenty of time here for Orea Polo team to turn things around. But, of course, there is no I in team. And to me, at the moment, the man who's done most of the hard work out there is Santi Torres. But there's only so much even he at 7 goals can do. Again, an early block, and that looked to me slightly aggressive over there as Magrini there, I think, got a knock in his side. Torres coming over straight away to apologise to make sure he's okay. So is this what we can expect here, Steve, going into the last 2 chuckers here, that things might get a little bit too aggressive?
Yeah, I think, it's a winner-take-all here in this game. And don't forget our second semifinal of this tournament this afternoon, just a little over an hour from now. And, since this is a single-game elimination, you don't get to see these teams that often. So I'm sure that the teams playing at 4:30 are watching this game either on Chucker TV or here at the field to study to see if they win their game this afternoon, who they will play on Sunday.
No, I'm sure you're right. They will be doing exactly that. So after that slightly aggressive ride in there by Torres, penalty to an open goal for Beverly question. And once again, stepping up to the plate to take the honours will be Hilario Figueres. Similar to Castagnola, Barto, similar nice long run up, getting that pony into a nice calm, cool state of mind. Here we go then. Hilario. Again, nice and low, but consequent. No mistake there. Hilario Figueres makes it 12 goals to 7. 5 goals in it now. And as much as I would like to see Orea Polo team to come back, of course, but if they keep scoring the way they do and giving away opportunities like that, they will be punished every time. Hilario so far, 100% record here every time he stepped up to the plate to take a penalty. So 12 goals to 5. And just shy of 6 minutes left to play here in this penultimate chucker. Ball's thrown into play. And it'll be the number 2, Landon Daniels. But again, a quick steal, and Keke Magrini will get this ball on his stick side. Magrini on the approach now. Keke with a shot to goal. I'm sure he can't make a mistake from there. Figueres is right in there as well, but they did well.
There's something about when you get up early, prep the plane, and you take off, and you get that first light of day, and the air is crystal smooth. You can see forever. You have to have the right aircraft for the right flight with the right crew up front. Only NetJets can do this. The flight dissolves into the background. It should just be the here and now.
White Claw Hard Seltzer, a wave of refreshment. Crafted using our unique Brew Pure process. Made pure. Nothing tastes like White Claw Hard Seltzer.
Welcome back, everybody. Well, after that little scare that we had as we saw that horse slide over on the far side there on the left-hand side, I can tell you everything is okay. Tolito Ocampo, just a little bit winded. He's just walking over to the pony lines as we speak. The pony also in good conditions. Dale Schwetz and Mark Holmes quickly gave both the player and the four-legged athlete the once over. They've given them the thumbs up. And again, thank you for the super rapid response there from our medical unit coming out onto the field. Super fast, super quick. Thank you very much. Tolito Ocampo, as I say, he's in good form. He's in good condition. He walked back over to the pony lines and we'll be able to continue playing in just a few moments.
So a little stoppage in play there by the umpire's whistle, and Toledo mounting up on a new pony. And once he's back, we're going to have probably a fair play bowl-in, I would assume, because Orea Polo was in possession of the ball when the stoppage in play took place, so we'll see what the umpires decide here. But a score of 12-7 in favor of Beverly Equestrian. 5-goal lead, a cushion with 5:26 left here in the fifth. So, you know, Jan, I'd like to see Orea get some of these long runs, somebody out front. You know, Santi's got 3 young guns out there with him, and if he could pass the ball up there to him and have those guys follow each other and break away, I guess that's the word I'm looking for, breakaways. Orea needs some breakaways down to the goal, carrying the ball to the goal and putting it through. That would certainly help things a little bit.
Stevie, if you ever get lost for looking for a word, come and ask me. I might know a few words that you don't know, so please feel free to come and check in with me because I'm learning a lot of words from you as well. So, yes, indeed, that would be nice to see if Santi made a little bit more use of his young guns up there. He's had a very, very busy day at the office here. Torres, let's have a look. He scored 3 times. Landon has scored twice. Benya once, but also Justin Dan is having hit the target once. Over at Beverly Equestrian, everybody on the score sheet except young Bill Ballhouse. But, you know, he's the kind of player who likes to save the best for last. So as we just now wait for Tolito Ocampo to get back on the pony, the umpires will call a play. This might, of course, mean that we might have a slight delay in our second game this afternoon because obviously we have to move everything, the crew, the kit, all over from Santa Rita over to Grand Champion. So we might have a few minutes delay this afternoon. Please do bear with us. We will do our utmost to make sure that we start on time. Remember, that second semi-final due to commence at 4:30 this afternoon. So Ocampo back in the saddle again. And let's hope he's okay. He might have a little bruise by the end of play this afternoon, this evening when he gets home, but good on him to get straight back in the saddle. And I'm pretty sure the umpires will probably go for a throw-in. Well, no, it was given. That's a very nice gesture here. It was, of course, in favour of Beverly, and they give it straight back to Orea Polo team. Here we go then. Picked up here just before the halfway line by Figueres. In comes Daniels. Landon will try and send it back down the field looking for Torres. Torres comes around the outside and he leaves them all behind. Nicely done by Torres. Torres up against Magrini. Torres will have to run this one himself. Avendani will just hover behind. Keko looking for the man back on the pony. Tolito Ocampo, Figueres. This is how you disable a defence. In this case by Oreo, as Ocampo gets a hard bump there and a solid ride-off by Avendanu. Torres coming back. Will send it back out to Benjamin Avendanu over on the far side. Daniels going up. Both of them now waiting for that pass. This is how Orea Polo team can crack that very difficult nut, that defensive nut there by Beverly Equestrian. But they need to follow through, and they're finishing, which means a goal or two is what is evading them at the moment. Torres once again up against Avendanu. It'll be Figueres. Left behind for Ocampo. Ocampo has plenty of time. Bill now in no man's land right in the centre. He could have played the ball to him. He did, and he picked it up round the outside. But once again, coming in is Benjamin Avendaño. Torres will extend that ball, send it further down the line. And again, power play here as Figueres finds a little gap. Figueres, he will leave that one for Ocampo. Can't turn around. Will turn around the other way. Takes a shot to goal. Deflected and a very, very loud whistle. Some of these players now getting very hot under the collar. 3:31, an opportune moment here for a courtesy change. Steve, there were so many legs in front of that goal mouth.
Yeah, it was a little difficult to see what happened down there, looking into the sun, number one, and the players were all grouped together. So I hope the umpires can work this out and not come to the sideline. In fact, they have radios on. They might even tell us what happened on that play because it was very difficult to see. And, of course, Chucker TV doing a great job. Got an end zone camera down there, and probably the viewers at home had the best view of anybody in the house.
Indeed they did. Well, I think they've come up with a solution here. And I think you've just had the info. What is the information? So a right-of-way violation in that melee of players. And as a result of that, a penalty from the centre, penalty 5B. In favour of the team in white. So Santi Torres here, teeing up that ball on the halfway line, on the centre. That is what we call a 5B. And it's going to be Torres himself, I think, who will take this, as the rest of the team come back out also on fresh ponies. Now this, of course, would be the sort of time where you'd want to bring out your fastest and bestest ponies to make all the difference here, with the remaining 3:31 left here in this, the fifth and penultimate chukker. Torres. Well, he tries to loft one all the way above everyone's heads, and he was hoping that Daniels, this time it was Landon Daniels who was up in the front. Landon coming in again, gets a bump. In is Justin right at the front as well, and the ball eventually finds the target. And that was Landon Daniels. The number 2, Landon Daniels, getting duly rewarded. 8 goals to 12. They reduce it down to 4. But still, quite a tall order here. And conditions out there now, of course, getting hotter and hotter. Sun really beating down hard. Torres with the backhand, looking there for Landon Daniels. And Landon will pick this one up. Extends it up to the south end of the field, where Figueres will be waiting. Ocampo will support him. Figueres, he's also played a very, very solid game here this afternoon. Here we go then. Hilario Figueres loses it as Orea will steal it back in midfield. Round the outside they go. A chance possibly here if he can open his shoulders in front of goal there. Oh, we got a little bit unlucky there. Landon Daniels. In comes Benya Avendaño, but the damage had already been done. Beverly a question. Will pick this one up and run with it. Magrini couldn't control it in midair. They slam on the brakes. Who's coming down that line first? It'll be the number 2, Landon. But Torres being a little bit quicker off the mark. He's got Justin there with him. Again, now we've seen that quite a lot this afternoon, where Torres just could not control the ball. Did all the hard work in gaining possession, but hasn't really had that run with the ball to goal. Down comes that hammer once again by the number 1, Justin Daniels.
And a little right-of-way violation there against Avendaño there. Once he missed the ball, he turned right across the right-of-way to the right-hand side, and so you can say right-of-way violation or turning. Take your pick, but it's going to be a shot. We'll see where the umpires put the ball, but this penalty is going to be in favor of Beverly Equestrian.
So 1:22 left on the clock. And again, a chance here for Beverly to get back to that 5-goal cushion which they built up so well. And it all really went a little bit wrong for Orea Polo team in the second and the third chukker. A very strong third and fourth for Beverly. And Beverly actually, or rather Orea Polo team, were able to hold up and stand up against in that fourth chukker, where they both scored 3 goals apiece. Well, I'm sure Nacho Figueres, of course, watching his son play out there, will be very impressed with his performance so far, as we now watch Tolito Ocampo. Once again with that nice long run up, a penalty for. It's high in the sky, but it's gone wide. So Orea will be happy not to have conceded another goal, and he gets off his pony. So, was there a whistle on that play, Steve? Yep, we are going to have a quick horse change. Good call there by Julito Campo. Of course, the players very much, it's down to them to ascertain as and when a pony needs to be changed. And of course, Steve, you know yourself, being a player is one thing, but being a horseman is something completely different.
Yeah, absolutely. These players know when their pony doesn't quite feel right, whether it be lame, whether it be tired, exhausted. And being a horseman and a polo player, sometimes you got to pick and choose those runs that you want. Even with a courtesy horse change, if you run, and actually these horses, it's just like a person doing a 100-yard sprint compared to 10-yard sprints. These horses might do in actual 2 to 3 miles during a period, but do an equivalent of anywhere from 7 to 10. It's the stopping and the starting, again, that creates the exertion and the exhaustion from the ponies. So players, and these horses are like family. Can't hit the ball if you can't get to it.
Absolutely. Here we go then. Ball very quickly taken into play by Torres, but Torres couldn't try and get out of his own half, as once again Keiko Magrini will put the pressure on here, making it very difficult here for Orea to come out of their own side of the field. Again, the ball will be placed on the back line. And there is the horn. 30 seconds left to play. Again, I've got to say, maybe he still had that semi-final in his bones from yesterday. Santi Torres, of course, been playing a lot of polo as well. A whistle on that play, as Orea are very much of the opinion this is going to go their way. We will find out when they come back. Make sure you stay with us for the 6th and final chukker of this, the first of our 2 semi-finals of the 50,000 National 12-Goal 2021. Well, welcome back, everybody. We did say there was a whistle and a foul at the end of that play. And, Steve, we believe the umpires there called it dangerous play. And as a result of that, again, making sure that the players don't run away with any silly ideas. They've awarded a penalty 4 in favour of Orea. And it'll be Santi Torres, who's had, like I say, a very busy afternoon here at the office. 8 goals to 12, a whole chucker left to play. 4 goals, Steve. Can they do it?
Well, there's enough time, but they need some lucky breaks here and there and a few bullets dodged. But this would be the first. If Santi can convert this penalty 4 right here would certainly be a big help. And that ball is going to be wide, so a missed opportunity for Orea Polo.
Well, as I say, I put that down to the fact that he's still very much got yesterday's semi-final in his bones there. Santi Torres, of course, also a WPL superstar. Great to have him back again this year. And also great to see him play in the 50,000 12-goal national championships. But there is, of course, only so much you can command, and there is no I in team, and he's been instrumental here in getting up those 8 goals for Orea Polo. Torres now again going back deep in his own half, up against Keko. Magrini looking to send the ball to Bill Ballhouse, but Keko Magrini, no need for any help there. Keko Magrini getting the first score here in chucker number 6. Only 1 goal scored apiece in that previous chucker. So Orea Polo team very much solid in defence. It's just up front. That's where they've been letting themselves down this afternoon, getting the goals up front. Keko Magrini, as I say, getting the opener in chucker number 6, making it 13 goals to 8. Ball's back in play. Torres again. Everything running via Torres, looking to play that ball out to the right-hand side where Benya Avendanu was waiting, but so was Keko Magrini. Magrini will stop and turn, and he's got Bill Ballhouse in his sights at the front. Here comes, oh, does it? I thought the pass was going to come. A little bit of pressure there coming in from the number 2. Over on the far side, Magrini. That looked like an unorthodox, an illegitimate hook from where I was sitting. Steve, how did you see that?
Well, I saw Santi Torres turning around in front of those 2 players coming down the line. He was simply trying to get out of the way. However, Beverly Equestrian was robbed of a play, is I believe what the umpires called, but it doesn't appear that's the way they're lining up. So, yeah, looked like a hook and riding an opponent in across the right away of another player. So it's going to be a penalty 5A in favor of Orea Polo.
So once again, a watchful eye there by our very, very experienced professional umpires there out on the field. Mark Holmes and, of course, Dale Schwetz. Play is called 5A, taken quickly there by Torres. Mobilising his troops. There comes the long ball up to the front. Daniels just once again beaten there by Figueres, who will send it back with a portion of interest as they go towards the sideboards. Now then, Beverly with Ocampo. Working very hard. Torres comes in and steals it, and again he couldn't control it. And that's kind of been a little bit of a red herring here for Torres this afternoon. Nicely taken by Magrini as he gets it over the halfway line. Bill Ballhouse still at the front. Figueres will hold back. It's sent back by Daniels, but Ocampo is there with him. Sends it out to the right-hand side. A lot of space now for Keko. Avendanu can only watch, and he should have maybe taken a bit more time there, Keko Magrini. But of course, at this stage of the game, leading by 5 goals, it's about also killing the clock, killing the time. No need to demand too much of those ponies, because we will see these ponies, I'm sure, again, as we will the players. Beverly Equestrian, if you will, with 1 foot already in Sunday's final. And we have another whistle for a courtesy, the last of this game, courtesy horse change. Stevie, what is the time telling us? What is the actual time? 3:33. So we might just make it on time to be ready to bring you, of course, the second semi-final. Make sure you tune in. 4:30, Chucker TV this afternoon, Florida time, for the second semi-final of this, the 50,000 national 12-goal, as Orea all of a sudden make it look so easy, getting into the opposition's territory here. Again, the man with the number 3, Ocampo, with 4 goals to his name already, sends it out, looking for his number 2, Magrini. Keko Magrini. Down comes the hammer on the near side from Avendanu. Figueres. Good stick work from him, from the 4-goaler. Torres. No one to play it to. Has to take the pace out of the run here. Might run it himself. Torres. Still nobody up front to take the ball. Torres now. And I think he might want to take this one himself out to the very, very far. That's a good 80 to 100 yards. Is Daniels. Landon Daniels, but still Torres. Torres getting closer and closer. Ocampo can only watch at the moment. He's a little bit too far ahead to come in for a ride-off or a challenge. Still Torres. This is the Santi Torres we know and love. Torres with a cut shot under the neck. And saved by Hilario Figueres, but there is still Avendanu in front of goal. And again, nicely cleared. This time Magrini. Magrini will send finally Bill Ballhouse on his way. This is what Bill loves to do. Have the space with nobody coming behind. Magrini will try and clear the way for him, allowing Bill Ballhouse to take it all the way. Ballhouse on the approach now. Bill Ballhouse. Final shot to goal. Is it through? Yes, it is. Well, it was a long time in coming, but I did say he likes to save the best for last. Bill Ballhouse making it 14 goals to 8. We're down to the last 2 minutes and about 15 or so seconds. Steve, are they going to come back from this after now trailing by 6 goals?
No, it's pretty much a done deal, I think, here. Even if they scored some goals, the clock's going to tick down on the way back to the bowl-in. So looks like Beverly Equestrian's going to be playing Sunday morning in this finals. The question is, who are they going to play? And that'll all be decided at 4:30. And, of course, you can view it live on Chucker TV and hosted by the Grand Champions Polo Club.
Indeed, indeed, indeed. So Beverly Equestrian on the road to the final. Remember, Sunday the 28th, a doubleheader, 10 o'clock in the morning. They will be facing either Ellipse Polo or the Parrot Heads, who are yet to play. And then, of course, in the afternoon, make sure you tune in for that one for the final of the WPL Palm Beach Open. And, of course, Steve, next week the action continues. The Triple Crown. And then once the Triple Crown comes to an end, the team will be going down to which will be, I'm sure, another fun tournament. And that is the WPL Miami Beach World Cup, of course, down in Miami Beach, starting on the 23rd of April, the final on the 25th. Tickets are still very much available. Go online, type in WPL Miami Beach World Cup. Get yourself some tickets. We've been down there for the last few years. Of course, last year it was cancelled due to the pandemic. Great to see that it's back online this year. Congratulations to Tito Gaudenzi, the man, of course, in putting on this world-famous event here in Miami Beach. That ball just going wide, surprisingly there by Keko Magrini, but I think the boys, they know they've done enough in this game to secure themselves a place on Sunday's final. But like I said, remember, the beach polo, of course, but ahead of that, the Triple Crown. And who knows, we might see a triple winner of 3 tournaments. We'll know more Sunday afternoon around about, I would say, 6 o'clock when the prize presentation will take place. Remember, the first ball will be thrown in at 4 o'clock. The Cobra and his team, Richard Mille, looking for that 3rd win. That ball, having gone over the back line there by a defending player, means we have a safety 60 in favour of Beverly Equestrian with 1 minute and 47 left on the clock. Ocampo. Let's have a look how he's done so far. He scored 4. This could be goal number 5 for Ocampo. It's high. It's going to land just short of the goal as Avendanu will send Daniels on his way. Or will he? Torres, no. Santi Torres. Again, a swing and a miss, but luckily he had Daniels just behind him. He needs to get past Magrini. 1 minute and 20, and a foul here committed against Orea Polo. Landon Daniels there very much firmly established on the line, so they might be the ones to put the finishing touches here on this game, Steve.
Well, there's certainly enough time for another goal or two to be scored, and we got a shading foul here. He was shaded before he was ridden off. So, and you know what? 99% of the time, the player's shading when the opponent comes from behind, they're going to win that right off, and that's exactly what the umpires saw in this play. So the question is, where are they going to drop the ball? And I would assume it'd be an open goal penalty shot. Yeah, they're going to drop it on the ground. More than likely, it's going to be on the ground. They probably won't throw it up in the air and make them hit it. But so anyhow, it looks like a penalty number, and they're still discussing it, but it looks like a penalty 3 in favor of Orea Polo.
Well, it would be nice if they scored maybe another 1 or 2 goals here and at least got into double figures. So, yeah, I think you're right, Steve. It is definitely going to be a penalty 3. And Santi Torres, I think, is going to be... Oh, no, he's not. He's going off to the pony lines. Maybe just to get himself a final quick pony change before he comes back and attempts to convert here. You see him there jumping over straight away. No, it's going to be Daniels. Landon Daniels walking up to the ball. Play clearly having been called. And Daniels put that one ever so slightly wide, so it remains the same. 14 goals to 8 as we come towards the 1 minute mark. So remember, once this game is over in about a minute or so's time, Beverly Equestrian, by the way it looks at the moment, will have secured their place in the final. What are they doing out there now, Stevie?
Well, that was a right-of-way violation off the knock-in, so it's going to be center
yeah.
in favor of Beverly Equestrian.
I thought you would say that, but I was just wondering, why would they do that? A minute left on the clock. As I say, Beverly Equestrian, more or less pretty sure to be in Sunday's final. And then it'll be very keen to see it. Now, I haven't myself actually seen the Parrot Heads play yet, but I heard they played a cracking game last week where they were trailing and came back very, very strong, and to everybody's surprise, actually won that game. So let's see if they can carry that momentum over from that first game over into this game this afternoon. A hit from the centre of 5B. I'm guessing this will be probably one of the last plays of this game. 14 goals to 8 is the current score. Can Beverly make it 15? Hilario Figueres will be the man with the honours here on the halfway line. Again, taking one of those very, very long run-ups. Torres going back, anticipating a long ball. So here we go. Hilario. It's definitely high, and it's far, and it's going to be dropped, and it's going to be Torres, or is it going to be Torres? No, Torres having to come back and do a little bit of housekeeping there. There's a Beverly Equestrian there with Keko Magrini. We'll try and send one through the uprights. Unfortunately, this one they're going ever so slightly wide. But I think it's clear to say and to see now that Steve Beverly very much wanting to give their ponies a little bit more rest. Every minute of rest now is important. They need, of course, a day off, which they will have. Well, that horn came just before Torres hit the ball into play. They will continue playing. But the work has been done as Santi Torres will just run this one coast to coast, or will he? Figueres will send it back one last time. The players already heading towards the pony lines. They know it's over. So, with the last few seconds, congratulations to Beverly Equestrian winning this convincingly in the end then by 14 goals to 8. No score in that last and final chukker by Orea Polo team. And they will, of course, take a lot of very valuable experience from this game. We are going to sign off very quickly because we have to move over to Grand Champions Polo Club, where we very much hope you will be joining us in around about 55 minutes or so for the second semi-final of the 50,000 National 12 Gold 2021. Make sure you tune in, 4:30, Chukker TV.